Welcome to another episode of the Way of BJJ podcast. As always, due to strong language, inappropriate analogies, please do not listen to this around your kids. Now let's get to the podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Way of BJ, Way of BJJ.
Way of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Podcast in which you get completely unfiltered conversations on random topics that goes off track every single time, guaranteed. That's why you love us so much.
He who does not aim always hits the target.
Very nice. The second quote that he has memorized.
Yeah.
Since we started his
Used
leveling
it.
up.
Fucking used it.
Yeah, so as always, go follow us, share our podcast with all your friends who does jiu-jitsu or who doesn't do jiu-jitsu, that just looking to get entertained, and give us a 5-star review. And as always, we are currently looking for sponsors. So if you are interested in sponsoring us now with video, reach out to us.
Show me the money. Because we
me
can actually show the money. Before it's like, tell me the money.
I know, now it's like, show me the money. Next time we have to come out with a wad of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just go boop, boop,
And then if you stick with this, we'll have taste of vision. And then now you can taste the money.
Yeah, 4D, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true 4D experience right there. Smell the fart too.
Yeah. I like to smell the fart.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So what's the?
Speaking of smelling the fart,
Ooh. Okay.
etiquettes.
Oh yeah, that's a shitty segue into.
Yeah, or is it? That was a good one. That was a good shitty segue.
Oh man, yeah. So I think today we want to talk about training and sparring etiquettes for jiu-jitsu. Right. So the reason why I think this is important is because we have a lot of beginners as our loyal listeners, and I think we kind of talked about this before, right? In in one of the episodes from a few weeks ago, where Tuna talk about the story of you farted in class and then you never went back, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So today is kind of a continuation and expand on that idea, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't want to
Fart all you want.
We don't want to feel embarrassed about certain things, but we also want to know proper training etiquettes because it's true, right? Some beginners that come in, they have like they don't know what to do. They
Or
don't
you're
know
just in your gym and open mat people.
or you go to a different school, right? You with complete disregard for etiquette, and then just pisses everybody off.
Yeah.
Right. So, So where should we start? Tuna?
Well, we'll start from as a 10th planet guy who went to other gyms without having the traditional stuff.
Okay.
If
So first
you're
of all,
a no-gi guy,
So first of all, as a 10th planet guy, you already had a target on your back when you go.
so, but I'm a jokester, so I'm kind of welcome, kind of.
True.
Then they just kill and dislocate my shoulder. So, but no, but like for no-gi guys, I guess when I was in the Philippines, I was like raised by a village, and then everyone was different religion. I would have a family that I'd hang around with. They were Muslim, then they did pray differently than the Catholic family. So as a person, like my rule, I would learn up. It's like whatever your house you're in, it's their rules, and just accept that.
Right.
Unless you have your own house, then you make your rule, right?
True,
But until
true.
then, so what I learned from that, going to another gym, it's like, okay, we don't really bow to like a head figure or like that when you go on the mat for 10th planet, you know? So that's something I had to just learn. So when I go to other gym, I just turn to habit, bow, look for, there's a picture, someone to bow to, I bow to that. And then if you don't have to, they just laugh at me, then I'd rather just take that, like they laugh at me and overdid something than kind of like not bowed to a place where it's tradition and whatever, right?
Yes, you know
so
what?
kind of
That's
subtle stuff like that. Like
That's a very good point. Rather do more than required than not to do something.
than to guess.
Because I think the problem is that when you go to a new gym, they don't tell you.
They don't tell you.
They don't tell you what to expect. They don't have a. Most gyms don't have like a. Even if they have like the etiquette poster, who's gonna read it, right? So but somehow they expect you to know the etiquette without, even though they haven't told you about it. Yeah. So that's the one thing that kind of gets me a lot.
It's gonna be too, and then for that, I guess I'm just like friends with everybody. You gotta have confidence to make that mistake though. So I bow, and then like you don't have to bow here. Oh, I don't. Oh shit.
Well, I'm
bow again.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
It's better like that, right? Than,
Right.
than joke. Then like, oh, you're supposed to. Okay, I did it. Woo! Checklist done. I can stay here and I'll be invited again.
I know. It's like, hey, you don't have to call me professor. Okay,
Okay.
okay, Grandmaster Sensei.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I won't
just-
call you.
it's-
I won't call you Professor Grandmaster Sensei.
It may be over the top, but like, you know, it's like, because I've had like, we're like in this gym or like, where it's not my gym, but like when I was like, I guess in charge of the day at like Nabil's and whatever, and you do people come in and they're arrogant, they're not aware, and you just secretly, what the fuck, who the hell are you? Why whatever? So I know I'm like that, so I'm just like, I might as well like
I know
be like that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
you might
judgmental
not always say it
Yeah.
to their face, but
No, but
right?
someone will be thinking that. And if you think that yourself too, someone else will do that. And you ask yourself, you've been in a gym where like, who the heck is this? Didn't introduce himself. Why are they like whatever? So I just try to like, okay, then get over it. I'd rather be like slightly, but you know what? That's my personal style.
Right,
But
right.
it's just good to check all the basic kind of like etiquette on like how do you go. So just just bow to the mat when you go in.
So I think that brings up the point number one. It's communication, right?
Yeah.
I think because we're so used to not communicating and expecting everybody to know. So that's why I think as somebody who's visiting a new gym,
Yeah.
it's probably on you to ask them,
Yes.
right?
Ooh. Same thing too, since that it's more like a no-gi temp planet kind of first world problem. Open mats when on the gi. I bring a brown and a white gi. I mean white belt, sorry. Most of my friends here in Vancouver, they'll be like, Tuna, put that brown belt on. And then I do. But I secretly wish I could put the white belt. It's easier.
just troll everybody.
But some gyms, I don't know if they'll honor it or not, right? I'm not going to take an offense to it. Like, oh, oh, okay. Then I'll just do really good in the rolling,
But
right?
you've visited quite a few gyms.
Yeah.
Has there been any gym that told you to not put a brown belt on just because you're 10th planet in the gi?
Most of them have been kind of, they tell me to put it on, but I just have it just in case.
I know. But the question is, has there been an instance where the gym actually asked you to put the white belt on?
No, but I don't want to assume and presume. But then again, too, those people I'm visiting, right? They already knew me. I grew up with them as blue belts competing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't really like gone into like a gym where like they didn't kind of like know me, and then Hawaii actually. I told them my situation. They just said, "Oh, okay, then wear your brown belt." But that's just one out of the people I didn't really know.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It's better to
But,
have it.
yeah.
I don't want to just go presumptuous, you know,
Yeah.
like oh whatever. And maybe I'm secretly petty and I do want to put that white belt on and troll people.
Yeah. And speaking of which, what are you doing going to a gi school? Come on, man.
Honestly, surprisingly, I enjoy it. I just happened to be no-gi because I walked into no-gi in school. I didn't even know, it was just Nabil. And then I'm Filipino loyal, so that's it. That's where I get my black belt.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff.
But I do enjoy the gi.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I train both
fun.
the gi and no gi. I lean more towards no gi because I feel it's easier on my fingers,
Yeah.
especially with my broken finger now.
I
But,
guess I just don't like the idea, oh, someone does steroids, they're better than me, or they're stronger than me, or you don't train in the gi and I train in the gi. Like I just believe in my jiu-jitsu so
yeah,
much.
it's true.
I don't want to have a handicap.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna shut you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And then if it is, then I just need to work my jiu-jitsu some more.
right. Yeah, that's why I still consistently train 1 to 2 gi classes a week.
Like, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, for sure. So
I guess I don't train a gi. I go open mats in gi.
right.
Unless I
Right.
visit a gi, my
Yeah,
friend's
yeah.
gym that has a gi. So
Yeah.
that's it.
So a little off topic, but do you find that you fall for gi specific tricks when you go just because you don't train it as much? Like lapel guards, lapel.
You know
chokes or
what?
collar
Actually,
chokes?
I don't. But I know I can see people. I like puzzles. I think what I'm really good at is I know, like it sounds so weird, but like I'm pretty good. Like I know how things unfold. I'm a magician, so like we do stuff with you. So like it's gear you have here, and then you do this, and some people would panic, but I just know like I know in a situation if I just unloop everything, we're like you don't really have a control. So I just don't, if I'm not aware of it, I'm just not gonna be in a position where like, oh, I'm not aware of what's happening, but you really want it really bad, so I'm not gonna fucking give it to you.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like,
So it's just because you've been training long enough to know, hey, if they want this real bad,
bad. I sense you're wanting it. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to give it to you, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's this area, and then some guys get confused because like an X and they have they get confused with the grip. Like you know, I can imagine it unwrapping. I just have a sense of like, if I can't unwrap this, I gotta prevent this, or
Right.
or if it's there, this still unwrappable. Just I have a slack still.
Yeah.
Right. So I
Yeah.
know it.
So I think that's a really good a point where how hard should you row when you visit a gym for the first time? Because that's part of etiquette, right? Because right there's
it depends.
right, some people would say, hey, if you go in there, you don't do your best, then you're disrespecting them, right?
Yeah.
And another point of view is, hey, if you go in there and just absolutely try to destroy people, then you're also being disrespectful. So
Yeah. Do you know what I
what's the
find
balance?
is just be who you are. Just don't be just don't be rude and don't hurt anybody, and then play it by ear because I know what you mean, right? I personally tend to be on the lower end. If they're white belt, then I just let them have fun, you know. But if they're like better, I would fight more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I've rolled enough with white belts, and I'm a big guy too. That like in the end, it's not fun for them when I go all pressure. So I want them to like have fun and enjoy time rolling with me.
Yeah.
And then if I feel someone's like a purple belt, blue belt, like just someone really good, then I would up it. I would match their pressure, and then it'll just lead to like we're going at it.
Yeah.
If they go hard at me right away, and then they're able to like ramp up and I can't catch up, then I'll understand, okay, this is the game that what it is. Then I'll fight back hard, right? Then they just have that one up. Doesn't matter, I'm just a guest.
Yeah.
My first priority though is to protect myself and not be offended. Does that make sense? I'm ready as a guest. I'm ready.
I don't get it, man. I thought we're all supposed to be offended by everything at
No.
any given
But
time.
what I mean by that is just like I guess not offended, but some people want to go hard right away and go hard, or they take it personally.
I get it.
I go to open mat expecting everyone to go hard at me, and then I'm not going to expect any less, right? But I'm also not going to let that dictate my lazy style of jiu-jitsu, you know. But lazy style, if you do lazy style jiu-jitsu, I want to say it's not all about being soft. Like lazy style jiu-jitsu or old man jiu-jitsu, it's actually hard work.
Yeah.
You actually have to like earn those stuff, right? People, it doesn't mean that someone goes lazy on you, or you tell people, yo, I'm lazy style, you go lazy on me. No, like I expect them to go hard on you, but I don't have to, but I try not to return that back. Unless it's like, I know them or I know they're a competitor, and then I know like I'll just know like for them they want to know that they want to get to the next level. Then I'll go there.
For sure. You know what? That's a really good point because that's what I was about to bring up, right? I think when you go visit a school or go to open mat, you need to know why you're going, right?
Yeah.
And then you need to communicate as such. Let's say if there's a tournament coming up, then you're going there looking to emulate like more of a tournament environment. Just go in and say, hey, I'm competing. You know, right? I'm competing in 2 weeks, and I would love to have some couple really tough roles. Would that be okay, right? And then because I think the problem is if you go in there, and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna be competing. I'm gonna go in there and looking for a fight. And then, but the other person doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just there. Oh, it's a Sunday.
Or you pick the wrong guy.
Right? It's a Sunday open mat. I'm just here
Yeah.
to have some fun. And then this guy comes right at you.
Goes
you know?
ham, right? Like shit. I've been that guy that's just a Sunday open mat hungover. I'd rather be doing this hungover than something else. And you got this like guy like stretching like this, you know, like that's like, oh Jesus Christ, you know. I've already accepted that. I'm gonna hold on for dear life most of this match and protect myself. But it depends too, because you know what? You can find those guys, they will. But then sometimes, you know, like those guys are just chill. So it's just up for you to find, you know, what your goal is, talk to them, and then usually just let the, you know, like if they're lower belt, usually if you're going to open mat, you're pretty good already, right? You have awareness of yourself.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right, hopefully. And then play that. And then when they're your skill level, then up it up. If not, you know, lower it down. That's just what I think. Some people go hard right away. So different philosophy. I believe in my jiu-jitsu. I believe in like people think it's insulting when I'm going light. No, I'm sorry. This is how I compete. This is just my style. You can go hard. This doesn't tell you to not go hard. This is just the style that I believe in, that I want to work, and that I'm fighting to make work. Right? So.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's another part of etiquette is, again, communication, right?
Yes.
It's like, hey, you know what? And there's no disrespect, whatsoever.
anybody, yeah.
This is just my style, right?
Yeah.
Some days when I go into a real, like, extreme defensive mode because I'm working on it,
Yeah.
I would tell people, I'm like, hey, this is just,
This
this
way,
is
I've
what-
worked on
this is-
something
I've been working on
specific,
this,
this way,
so
dude.
so
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm.
I
Just,
go light
yeah.
on some lower belts, and then they go, yo, because I'm a big guy, right? So I get my open, but then I have like what I call my insecure jiu-jitsu. If I'm going somewhere good, so you're insecure, or my GSP jiu-jitsu is just like that means I can't let anyone else get ahead. I always have to win. That's how I call it insecure. It's like high stress for me because I don't want anyone to I can't let them have one edge. Then if I do that, then it's heavy pressure, constantly making sure I'm like always on the past side, you know what I mean? And then when I play that on like new people, they don't know, they're like, I don't want to roll with you anymore. Because their whole match, they're just like this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
can I change the subject? Speaking of etiquette, something that's important before I forget.
Well, we're not changing subject. A
Or
subject is
etiquette,
etiquette.
yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of etiquette, here's one of my pet peeves, okay? When you're drilling, right? And then the other guy doesn't let you do it. I call it, usually like those big bodybuilder guys. They're like, oh, I'm a specimen. So when the guy is trying to do a move on them, they don't let them do the move. They resist it. I'm like, wow, what do you want to be? You want to be the guy that's like, oh, look at this, guys. It's Thomas or James. He's the best at stopping somebody who sucks at it. Hey, the guy you're partner with has most likely never done that move ever before, right? So you should actually be teaching him, helping him land it, right? But then you go, oh, it doesn't work on me. They want to feel their ego, like it can't work on me. Yo, bro, this person's never done it before. Let them do it. You know what I mean? If you want to feel that way, roll with the black belt.
Yeah, that's a good
And
point.
then don't let them do it. I've seen it so many times, like, oh, I'm just resisting a little bit. You know what? Maybe communicate. If that guy is good, he's done it 100 times, maybe for his growth, he wants you to resist, but not fully, slightly resisting.
Yeah.
But if you want to stop somebody from learning a technique, what does that to you? Like, that bugs me so much.
I know, and it should, right? Because there's sparring etiquette, and now you're talking about training etiquette.
Training
right?
etiquette.
So this is very important, right?
Right now.
Because when you're training with somebody, the goal is to mutually elevate.
Yeah,
each
to learn the
other's,
move. If you're drilling it
right?
to me, I'm actually just letting you. Hey, this is how you get it tighter. This is how you do it.
So this is how I would recommend people go about it, right? So let's say if you're drilling with somebody, right? So in the beginning, let the person get it.
Yeah.
Even help them to
Help
get
them
it,
how to make it
right?
tighter.
And every time they get it, then you can go, hey, would you like me to, to
resist a little bit,
more?
But not ego resist.
Yes.
To teach them resist.
Right, but every single time you up the resistance, you should ultimately still let him eventually get it.
Like if they have a bad Kimura grip, pull your arm out. You're not pulling it out to like, oh, you can't stop me because I work out in the gym. I'm strong.
Yeah, you should.
No, you pull that arm out to let him know have a tighter
force
grip.
them to readjust.
Yeah,
right?
or tighter grip. You're just holding it loose. You have to maybe instead of your forearm here, it has to be there to prevent that elbow from going out.
Yeah, and then you gradually elevate his technique and start resisting more and more, but making sure he can still get it each time. Yeah. And then at the very end, say, hey, let's put it to the test. Now let's do positional sparring and see if it actually works.
Yeah,
right?
and if you really want to know how strong you are because you went to the gym, then do it when they're sparring. Do it when they're actually fighting you back. And do it against somebody who actually knows how to do the move.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like even then when you've helped them out, help them get really good. When they're really good, then if you want to test yourself how good you are at escaping something, that's when you do it.
Yeah, it's like...
It just bugs me.
Yeah.
Because no one progressed. First of all, they just wasted time. They wasted the guy time from learning it. And the person fed his ego So he wasted his time because he didn't get better. He didn't get better defending it fully. And then he just fed his ego. And now he has false sense of insecurity. So all the shit that I hate the most.
I know.
False information, false data, and then fucking ego to go with it. It's like fucking... I'm not gonna say anything.
That's all right. It's okay. We don't want you to like, get a heart attack because so get a stroke or something just because you're so worked up.
It bugs me so much, man.
Yeah, so let's move on to something else that doesn't bug you as much.
Yeah,
right?
don't do that, guys. It's so dumb. That's the dumbest thing. Oh, look at me. I can stop somebody who sucks at it. I'm the best person at defending somebody really shitty at it.
All right, yeah, and because for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to stop him from going down this rabbit hole.
It's more for my freaking heart.
He's gonna
I get so mad.
he's gonna be doing this for the next half an hour if I let him. Yeah, but
my pet peeve.
yeah, I know. But going back to sparring etiquette, though, so but I do believe that every gym has their own set of safety standards.
Yeah.
Right, and I think it's important to respect that. So if you go to open mat, go to a different gym, I think the first things to check would be
Legs.
what are their policies on leg attacks?
Yeah.
Right, and that's a big one.
I just go there and go, what belt are you? If they're white belts, I don't care if they do legs. They can attack mine. I just won't. You know what I mean? Or I'll control. But if they're higher belts, then I'd be like, yo, I just say, can we play legs? And then they're like, yeah, sure. But even then, I still kind of like play it by ear. I would control it more.
Yeah, I like it when people are upfront like, hey, can we just do catch and release?
Yeah.
Right? Is there something as simple as that, right?
Yeah, but if like, by they're escaping properly, right, then I'll go tighter, right? So I'm not afraid to lose. Well, not lose. I don't want to lose. I guess like I'd get mad if somebody, because I know people will just talk even though when you're too relaxed, right? So
yeah, for me, it's just I can stay safer that way.
Just stay safe. But I don't need to be. I guess I don't need to be. I'm not overtly aggressive right away. I play it by ear, and then some people get mad. Maybe I watch too much anime. I don't go Super Saiyan. You got to earn it. You got to like how come you didn't go hard at me? Honestly, because I didn't have to. Like I didn't. I can stay joking mode. Maybe when that purple ball went ham at me, I had to go whoosh, whoosh, a little bit. But like, you got to earn it.
I mean, you got the hair for it now.
So I have to be because my injured shoulder, right? If I relax too much,
yeah, that's true.
I'll be injured.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's gonna be okay after it heals up.
Yeah.
Now the surgery is done. Yeah. Well, what else? What are some other common? I mean,
let's get back to legs. Legs important. Go ask when you go there. Just ask people what the culture is, right? And then just generally speaking, when it's white belt, just stick to like straight ankle locks. You know what I mean?
And some gyms, they allow heel hooks in the gi. So again, some gyms are like that. So you better, if you go to a gym like that, you better ask. And make sure, because again, it's for your own protection too, right?
But here's the thing. I guess for me, like I guess this is how I'm raised. I'm always just ready for the worst case scenario, but I don't expect it. I'm just always ready for someone to treat me the worst. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
So when I'm going over there, I'm just expecting the worst from everybody. It doesn't mean I'm going to give it, but I'm coming in there with my code, my own samurai etiquette code, where I'm not going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's just because I believe in my jiu-jitsu. And if I wasn't able to do that, it's just because my jiu-jitsu wasn't good enough and I need to get better. That's, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I believe more in that than winning aggressively. If I won aggressively like this, and then that means my ego won, and then that means my jiu-jitsu wasn't good. I'd rather have a better jiu-jitsu than a better ego. I'll save that for when I'm ranting and then getting passionate for pet peeves. But you know what I mean, though? A lot of people go there and they want to roll like this, and you feel them, right?
Yeah.
If I have to go to that, my
there
jiu-jitsu was shit.
Yeah, there was a couple of times that you can hear the difference in the way they're breathing. They went from like to
you can tell, like, it's okay when you're like fighting, but when you're having to be like that intense, then that's when you can like emotion gets into play. You can just accidentally hurt somebody, or be accidentally hurt yourself.
True. And it never feels good afterwards, anyways.
Save it for like a tournament. You do have to like, when you tournament, you do have to like learn how to roll 100% a lot, you know, and get the gas tank out and then learn how to react in that, because you have to be in that mental state, right? Maybe if you're going to an open mat and you guys are great friends, I would go like that, right? Like I visit my friend, you know, like, and then okay, you have competition, and then now it would be insulting for me to come up there with my jiu-jitsu is proud and whatever, you know, like, no, right now that is actually rude to them, right?
Right.
What they need now, because we're both friends and we had that communication, is for me to give it my best so that I can try to push them, right? And then I can go Super Saiyan and whatever. But you know, if I'm just like visiting a gym, it's not necessary, you know. I can get there, I can have a nice roll with a guy, like, hey, shit, you're pretty good. Like, oh, fuck, you're pretty good too. So like, you want to go again? And then like, yeah, let's go kick it up a notch. Then that's the difference. Then you get there, right? But
Yeah.
I think eating is relation,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
go in
And,
there
yeah.
with improving. If I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna want to beat you. But in the end, I still want to make myself better and make yourself better.
Yeah. So I think etiquette is important because I think my goal when I go visit a gym or go to open mat in a different school or whatever, right? My goal is to, if I roll with somebody who is a lower level, right, I want them to be like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
After a roll, right?
You want to be invited back.
Yeah. And then if I roll with somebody who's really good, then I want them to go, okay, you know, you have my respect. That was
That was
fun.
fun.
That was
Come
fun.
back.
That was good. You know what you're doing. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Respect.
So just,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just respect. And respect comes in different forms of people, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe sometimes when I'm white belt over there, they might be like, oh, I want you to go ham on me and crazy. You know what? Then if they communicate that, I'll go ham and crazy and then let them know, right? And then they'll just be like, you know, yeah, the open guard game was a lot better than your pressure passing game. Right? So it's just so going down like our school and even in your own gym. I guess the most etiquette, if you were to really break it down without having to know what rule to act or how to exactly act, it all comes down to this. In jiu-jitsu, you want to get better, right?
Right.
You want to get better every day. That's everyone's goal, right? So we just want to go there and make sure everyone gets their goal, right? Now, what's going to prevent us from getting better? Not doing it.
Right.
What's going to prevent us from not doing it?
Getting hurt.
Getting hurt. So that's the key thing of just bringing etiquette. So pretty much everyone have the same common goal. We just want to get better, and everyone have the same obstacles to preventing it from not getting better. That's either life and not being able to train, but we can't control that. But what can we control, or what stuff do we have? Not so much control, but like influence, right?
Yes, we can minimize the risk.
Minimize the risk
as much as we can.
of injury.
Yes.
That's it. And then that's the thing. And then when you go to someone's gym, most stuff gets happen when someone just gets injured because there's lack of communication. You don't know what's happening, and that one person is not getting better now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I'm like, my shoulder, it's crying. I'm not really crying because my shoulder hurts. It fucking hurts. You deal with the pain. It's more like when I'm mentally panicking, I'm like, fuck. Like that's what like 1 year I'm not gonna be training now. I'm gonna be like, it's like more like denial. I'm denial.
I know,
I'm not
man.
gonna be able to.
And
like,
it makes me so sad to see you watching me and Corey train just
I
now.
know. You guys just having so much fun. I hate you. And I'm just like,
You wanna-
look at them. They're getting,
wanna
there's a
train
nice
so
sweep.
much.
Look at that. There's a nice pass. I'm just going to sit over here. I'm going to have my
It's all right, man.
Starbucks.
At least you had your Starbucks water.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch like sports. I used to like basketball, and then I moved into suburb when I came to Canada. We had no one to play basketball. Like, you like basketball? You watch NBA? I watch NBA. No, I watch NBA. I'm like, look at these guys. They're having so much fun playing basketball, and I'm just here fucking watching them.
Yeah.
I did something else.
Yeah, man.
I get jealous.
Yeah, I know.
But etiquette, be nice.
But
to
if we
people.
go back to the etiquette part, right? So a lot of the etiquettes are based on communications, and then there are different rules and cultures in different gyms,
Yeah,
right?
it all comes down to not
But
hurting.
there are universal ones where it's just common sense, right? So like for me, there's a couple of things. Like the first one is you don't want to be the guy to be coaching and giving advice without being asked to.
Yeah.
Especially if you go visit somewhere else. So imagine if I go visit a different gym and then we're rolling in the middle of the row, like, hey, wait. So your armbar could be tighter if you. They didn't fucking ask me. Don't be offering advice and try to coach when you're a guest, or even in your own gym if you're not part of the instructors on the team of instructors, right? So I think that's one thing that I would say is pretty universal. The second thing I think
when you're being
the second thing I think is universal is don't expect to, let's say if there's a 5-minute round, right? Don't expect to go ham in the first 3 minutes and completely blow your wad and then ask to sit out the last 2 minutes.
actually, yeah.
Right?
If you're tired or whatever, ration that shit out.
Yeah.
Man. It's not fair. It's not fair that you went ham and the guy was waiting for it to go ham, and now when they're about to go ham, it's like playing poker, right? It's rude to go in there, win a giant hand, and like leave the table, especially if it's like your friend, you're playing with your friend's house, not like in the casino. Like you go there, oh, one big hand, and oh yeah, all right, I gotta go, guys. Like what the fuck, son of a bitch? We're actually here to just play as friends. You don't just go one win big.
Yeah,
it's
so
kind of the same thing.
Yeah, so if you just spend the first 3 minutes like doing your best, going 120%, trying to fuck the other guy up, and then now you're completely spent, then take your beating, man.
Deal with it.
Take your beating. You should have managed your
Look at the
energy a
time.
lot more
Stay
efficiently.
tight, T-Rex tight, T-Rex tap, T-Rex tap.
Yeah, and honestly, it will make your jiu-jitsu way better anyways.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. These are the two
Those
things.
get your triggers.
Yeah, these are the two things I can think of.
Yeah.
Anything else you can think of that's kind of like universal, like you should just be doing that anyways?
I'm pretty bad with the oh no, I do it. I go to tight, but I guess I kind of like know myself. But if I another gym, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Or some white belts. I'm pretty bad. I just go tell white belts what to do anyways.
Okay. I guess context matters, right? If like I wouldn't do it like
I wouldn't do it
in
if
the
no
first
one
row.
knows me.
Right,
I guess I do
right.
it. Everyone kind of like if people know
Right.
me
If it
already.
just like let's say if you visited that gym in Hawaii, you didn't,
no,
you didn't
I
do that, right?
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
No.
Right. But again, if you go to a friend's gym, then people know who you are.
Yeah, I didn't.
Sometimes people might even ask you.
Yeah, like,
questions,
that's
right?
dumb. What are you doing? Put your knee in there like that. But yeah, no, you're right. You don't want to do it. Especially to higher levels when you're getting submitted and then you fucking coach them. First of all, don't do that.
Listen to me.
Everyone already knows what's happening. They know what's happening. The people listening know what's happening. The coach definitely know what's happening. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so Tuna is talking about like if you're legit gonna get submitted by a lower belt, then you go, wait, stop. Here, your grip here, if you move it an inch to the right, it's gonna be a lot tighter. Okay, no, try to crank it a little bit. Yeah, there you go, you got it. Right, so you just coach them out of a legitimate submission that they would have gotten on you purely because you were insecure.
Yeah.
And
Genuinely.
your ego was hurt.
Yeah. Or you could have just like, there's some people you just like, you give them an inch and they're the wrong people. Like they're shitty at everything else or they're like whatever. But there's a one spot when you give that to them, they'll just take with it, right? Just accept the fact that you went to that far. If you genuinely want to help them, let them finish it. And then when they're done, you can be like, oh, sick, that's sick. Maybe here's a little subtlety there, but let them finish it. And then they have it, they earned it.
True.
I
got another one that's universal.
Yeah.
Don't brag about your tabs in the training room.
That
That is
bugs me so much,
that's a huge no-no. You know, that's a universal truth.
It's one thing when you're like talking lower belts, but you're like trolling, right? But like especially when like you have a guest or you get a higher belt, you know what I mean? I know I've like gotten some higher belts before, but I also know I've gotten a higher belt because they were more curious than anything, right? And then like they were just letting me, right?
Yeah, because we want to foster an environment where people feel
and
safe
just want to learn.
try new things,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you brag about something when somebody's working on it, then they're not gonna work on that shit anymore, and they're just gonna fuck you up with the same
then
thing.
nobody
ever.
gets better.
You're not gonna get better. They're not gonna get better, right?
Yeah.
What happens in training room is training room. If you want to brag about stuff, that's where you go do the tournament, and then. Oh, but it's harder in a tournament. Yeah, but that's why you can fucking brag about it.
Yeah.
Because you have to put work. If you got something in a tournament
And the person
and
didn't
they
just
got
let
it on
you,
you,
they didn't
they
let you
didn't
get
let
it.
you, and then they earned it. And it's public. That's when you can do it, right? And that's why you have to go run the extra mile.
Yeah.
Training is experimenting. Training is just like we want to try something. We want to work on something. We want to level up, right? Some people, they take training as the battle, which is good too. You fight, you get better.
Yeah.
But in the end, training is just training. If you really want to know what it's like, if you want to brag about who you got, it's like, whatchamacallit? you got to compete.
Yeah, compete.
And then you can brag all you want.
And even then, brag tastefully, right?
Yeah. I guess it's okay, you know, you're not bragging, but like you're excited, you know.
Right. Of
Senpai,
course.
I roll with a black belt, and I got this, you know. I'm gonna talk differently when there's other people around. I'm not even gonna mention that, but like me, we talk about jiu-jitsu. Oh my God, I get fucked all the time, and guess what? I only got half fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. Context matters.
It's okay
Right,
to celebrate.
Right. If with a trusted friend that you just want to discuss your journey.
You can
in
celebrate
your
something,
journey, yeah.
you know. But then, like I got.
But even then, we would say, hey, he probably let me get into certain positions.
We talk it differently, right? But even then, they already know. Because if I was excited about something like that, it's because you already know they fucked me up a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And then now I can get that move of him. It's not 0% anymore. I got 1 out of 50 times. Woo.
Yeah, and a lot of the times we don't name names anyways.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it's because it's irrelevant.
Because I get mad. I get there's some people I don't talk to anymore because they did that, and I got emotional.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
They're just like, oh, I tapped this person out, and I know that person. It's not even me, and I'm like, why are you telling me this?
Room?
this person is good. You know what I mean? And then if you did, you shouldn't be like talking about it like that. You know what I mean?
I know. You see the true characters, right? It's almost like a friend telling you how proud they are to have cheated on their wife and got away with it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you'll be like, you're not my friend anymore.
If they said yo, I got away with this, my jiu-jitsu is getting good, and then I was able to improving. It's different, but it's just it's just the context, right?
Yeah, I know. It's you see somebody's true character, then you can decide whether or not you want to be associated with that person, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah, so for people like that out there, thank you for not wasting our time so we don't get any more, emotionally invested into a relationship that's not going to work out anyways.
And I just need to find a balance and control myself too. I get so emotional. I need to control that. Like, you know what? I'm pretty bad. I need to master my zero. I go 0 to 100 so fast. I need to make it 0 to stop at 50.
Yeah, it's okay, man. It's what happens when you're in menopause. It's the menopause that's getting you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so I guess we can wrap it up, but I can't believe we
I need money to buy a Porsche.
Well, that's
Midlife crisis and a Porsche.
I know. Yeah,
no, different. That means I can't have baby inside my uterus anymore.
You can have something else inside of you.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, anyways.
That's a different podcast.
I know. So I think I want to end by talking about the common sense stuff. I mean, we have talked about this before, but I think people need to hear it. The most important etiquette are the most basic ones, right? Clip your fucking nails, take your shower, brush your teeth, wash your training gear, right? Don't be that stinky person that comes to the gym and nobody want to roll with you, and then you wonder why.
It comes down to this.
Common sense, man, common sense. And then if you're sick, don't show up, right?
You know what kind of, stuff that you talk shit about other people? Don't do that.
Right.
It's that simple.
I have to admit, there were times when I'm doing double sessions and shit, and I forgot my training gear, that I'm trying to dry it out in the sun and see if it would stink less, and then I would go to the second session anyways, knowing that it wasn't hygienic and that is gonna
I forgot my nails a couple times.
So I have to own up to that. I don't do that anymore.
We've all done that. I've done that.
So sorry about that, guys. It would never happen again.
Yeah, just simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing too. But here's the most important thing, right? If we make those mistakes, it's okay too. Don't let that quit your jiu-jitsu. We just move on. We just learn. Don't keep making the same mistake. If someone goes to you, hey, cut your nails, don't take it personally. You know what? Just cut your nails and show up. When somebody tells you something, they actually want you to show up. Here's another thing, opposite too, right? Don't take it too personally. Someone, hey, you smell. If they don't want you to show up, they'll just not say anything and get pissed at you.
Yeah, they would secretly go to the instructor and say, can we kick this guy out?
It smells or whatever. But someone goes up to you, hey, wash your shit or cut your nails. It sounds like you might don't take too offensive it. Think of it in a way it's like your mean older brother or mean older sister.
They care about me.
You.
They care about me. They want me to come back.
They want you to come. They do. If they don't, they won't tell you, right? They want you to come back, and they want you to come back, and not someone else be secretly talking like that behind your back, right? They're like, cut your nails. Otherwise, most likely they heard someone else say it, and there's just no nicer way to break it. but they don't want someone to keep saying their shit.
Yeah.
Right? So they'll say, yo, just cut your nails. And then don't be whatever or whatever they say. Just do it, show up, and then all good.
Yeah, own up to the mistake and be better.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what we're going to do with this podcast as well. We're constantly trying to get better.
Yeah.
That's why we've got audio now. That's why we are trying to cut down on our unnecessary swearing, even though it's
Yeah.
still unfiltered. But if it's not conducive to the discussion, then we try to cut it down.
Pretty soon you can smell stuff. Then you'll be like, yo, can you guys train afterwards? Or people haven't trained for a while, so we're like, no, I want more training. I want more podcasts after training because I can like smell it and I can be part of it.
Yeah. And on
That's
that
the
note,
future.
look forward to our next episode because it's just going to keep on getting better and
Yeah.
better. And also, you can reach out to us and let us know what kind of topic or any question that you have that we can answer on our podcast or we can discuss in our podcast episodes. And we would always be more than happy to hear from you.
Yeah, and sponsors, if you have stuff that like we believe in, that we believe our listeners would like, then we'd like to have you on board.
There you go. So just
And
like
if
that.
we don't, just offer more money. Just offer more money if you don't believe in a product.
Money!
Woo!